Alright, what's up? Hoosier Boo here, and I am in Madison, Wisconsin, and I am outside the state capital of Wisconsin. Now, this is supposed to be one of the, all the state capitals are cool, but this is supposed to be one of the best. And yeah, let's go check this out. The Capitol building was built between 1906 and 1917. There had been two capitols on the site before this building. The third one burned down in a fire in 1904. It is 284 feet tall, and the statue called Wisconsin on the top was made by Daniel Chester French, the same guy who made the statue of Lincoln at the Lincoln Memorial. And there's legislation that no building can be taller than the Capitol. One thing that's interesting about Madison, the Capitol is actually at the center of an isthmus. It's interesting, the Capitol is laid out in the shape of an X. I have not seen a Capitol or a courthouse shaped like that before. Here's the Capitol reflection. That's cool. This is a statue of Hans Christian Heg, who was a colonel in the 15th Wisconsin Volunteers. He was from Norway, and he died at Chickamauga. Yeah, this is probably the largest state capitol that I've seen. Yeah, it does look a lot like the U.S. Capitol. Oh, and there's a golden lady holding wheat. I forget her name. This is the Women's Memorial, and it was actually at the 1893 Chicago Columbian Exposition. It's the view. That's the State Historical Museum right there. And they have these cool lantern posts. These are probably original. Oh, wow. One thing that's odd about this Capitol, there is no security. So people, you can just walk in. I wasn't expecting that. There's one other Capitol, the Utah State Capitol. You also don't have to go through security. Yeah, that's interesting. And there's actually, that's why it's so crowded in here. Like, there's a bunch of homeless people down at the Rotunda. I mean, it's a warm place, so I understand that, but yeah, that's interesting. So this is the Rotunda. I believe that is supposed to be designed off of the apotheosis of Washington at the U.S. Capitol. It's actually the largest state capitol dome, and it's only 4 inches smaller than the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. The columns up there are made of marble. Their government, liberty, legislation, and justice. Yeah, this Rotunda is amazing. I'm pretty sure the top of the dome is several hundred feet up there. And they actually have an observation deck. It opens next week, so I don't get to see that. But they used to let people up there in between that gold and the mural. There's actually a floor there, and people used to be able to go up there before 1940. That would have been awesome.
In 1904, we were known as America's Dairyland. We still produce 3 billion pounds of cheese per year. We're the #1 cheese producer of any state in the United States. Okay, it looks like a really tiny foot diameter circle. So in other words, it's an optical illusion. Up until 1940, they actually gave tours away up there. You'd have to take 398 steps on a spiral staircase. First of
All this green marble in here is from Greece. There's a lot of different marbles from Europe used here. This is a bust of Robert La Follette. He was an early progressive leader. He was also the governor of Wisconsin and senator, and he ran for president 2 times. I'm surprised the Republicans allowed this here. That is a copy of the Wisconsin State Constitution, ratified in 1848. Here's a Veterans Memorial. And that is a replica of the Liberty Bell. There's a badger. I'm going into the governor's office.
34, a long time ago. And he was commissioned by the King of France coming down from Canada because the French had claimed Canada and they're trying to expand the Canadian Empire up there. So John Nicolay was used, and he actually ended up in Sturgeon Bay, Door County, just north of Green Bay. And he fired off his pistols and said, "I now claim China for France." He thought he...
This is a bust of the first governor, Henry Dodge.
But I actually found it really
Mr. Post had done some work in European capitals, and he also built the New York Stock Exchange, which is still in operation today. This actually...
They had like kindergarten field trips here and all
About $3,000 back when this room was completed, around 1912, 1913.
This is the hearing
Turn the
room.
lights on. We can see the murals. Because this was the Railroad Commission office, the artist Charles Raleigh Turner put in a lot of murals depicting transportation. Over to your right, transportation by canoe. That would be like the Wisconsin River, maybe Fox River Valley. We have a missionary, and we got a fur trader.
That looks like a badger skin. And the marble, that's actually natural.
We have so many fossils in this level here. If you look around you, you'll probably find different fragments of fossils. Here, next up is the Supreme Court Railroad.
This is the state Supreme Court.
And to male justices in our Supreme Court. That's going to change this summer because we just voted in 6 female. Her name is Justice Gallup. Is that? Yeah. Anyway, she'll be starting in the summer. Our own chairs for comfort here. Justice Nichols is a bigger man, so they'll probably have to replace his chair because Justice Dallas. England, King John's not happy because Magna Carta basically says everyone should be treated fairly. The king is not above the law, and the king had to relinquish a lot of his property rights, and the common citizen got to own property after he signed the Magna Carta. With the help of the military and the clergy, they gained signers. Chief Oshkosh was accused of a crime. Judge Doty said, "I don't have jurisdiction over you because you've got your own tribal laws. You're considered to be a sovereign nation, so I don't have jurisdiction." Instead, he made the Pawnee and the Menominee Native Americans convene a tribal council. Tribal council just got done in this picture, and they're releasing Chief Oshkosh. He's acquitted to go.
This is the Senate chamber.
They passed bills in here which they attempt to get put into law. These desks are the original African walnut desks that you'll see. You will press a red button, and if President Roth recognizes you, then the red light will come on. There'll be a microphone here. You can discuss whatever side of the topic you're on. Until he doesn't like what you're saying, he'll turn the red button off. Yes, sir. Senator Risser has been working in this room.
There are actually only 33 senators.
1962. So in other words, every 4 years he's been getting re-elected. It was in in 2016 at the young age of 89 years old. So he'll be 93 when he's out. He's the longest serving state senator of any state in the United States. Now, they have a hearing here at the public house. Any questions on this room? Okay, let's proceed down this hallway to, oh, we got to go this way. Can I have a volunteer?
It's a badger. Okay, I'm gonna go up into the assembly gallery.
In front, we've got a Speaker of the House and of the Assembly. His name is Robin Voss. I find it ironic because our state bird is a robin and his name's Robin. So, anyway, the significance of this room is these oak desks that were from Wisconsin. And if you look in there, you'll see buttons. Now each, they got a red button and a green button of government. Painting in the front, that's a mural by Edmund Blasfield, and it's called Wisconsin Past, Present, and Future. Look at the far right, you'll see Past talking to a Native American. But he flew away, and he found out that he was discovering where the enemy troops, the Confederates, were lying in wait. They blew the cover, and we captured battle number 1. He flew out again, came back all flustered, got number 2, we captured another one. Well, it didn't take long for the generals in the Confederate Army to figure out why the cover was being blown, because of that bird, Old Abe. So they had a couple other names for him besides Old Abe. The generals from the South, they call him an Old Yankee Buzzard. They actually put a $60 bounty, like $6,000 in today's money. Said, $60 if anybody can kill that old Yankee Buzzard that's finding where we're hiding. Well, they tried to kill him, and they tried to kill him. But you guys know how high eagles fly? Really, really high. And you know how accurate their rifles were during the Civil War? Not very accurate. One day, however, they did put a bullet right across his chest, took out about 10 feathers, so he was decommissioned for about 2 weeks. He recovered and he went back to his scouting. They estimate he went to about 35 different battles that way. Lucky for him, the war ended. He came back to Wisconsin right here in Madison and lived the rest of his life on the Capitol grounds. After he died, they got him stuffed and put him in front of the assembly. But tragedy hit, 1904, remember that fire? So the original Old Abe actually got burned up in that fire. Who's this guy? Well, he's a duplicate. He's an imposter, actually. His name is Old Abe Jr. A farmer up in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where the original one was from, found a similar-sized eagle that just passed away in his field. He used his own money, took him to a taxidermist, got him stuffed, and he donated him to the assembly right here when it opened up in 1917. So he's been sitting up there for 101 years. That's the story of Old Abe Jr.
These ceilings are really impressive. I found this in this back room. This is the West. They have a cool ceiling too. So anyways, that is the Wisconsin State Capitol. This is a really impressive building, and definitely one of the best state capitals. I believe this is my 8th one that I have visited. This one's towards the top of the list. They're all really cool, the ones that I've been to. But yeah, this one is really impressive. Definitely see this if you're in Madison. But anyways, thanks for watching. I do have some other state capitol videos, so go check those out. And yeah, thanks for watching.